Hi friends, it's Aaron Fragnino with the Passive Cash Flow Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode here. I wanted to take a piece of a past episode that I felt was very important and bring it to your attention here. This is episode number 120 with Jason Wright called Marketing Your Personality. I really enjoyed speaking with Jason. I loved having him on the show, and I felt like this piece of this episode was really important to put out to our group again here. We cover in this episode finding your path in this 10-minute snippet I took out, finding your path in business, following your passion, but also matching your personality with your business plan. We also talk about, in this snippet I picked out of this episode here, struggling to pay the bills when you're starting a business. Because if you've been an entrepreneur or starting a business, you've realized, how the heck am I going to cover my daily bills and put food on the plate for my family, but also build my business and my dream, although it's not actually making an income at this time? And how do you decide when to sacrifice income to spend on your living needs, but also take some of that capital coming in from the business and use it to build your business also? So where do you draw the line with that? We talk about dealing with haters and using them to give you momentum and fuel to build a better, stronger business. Also hiring VAs and the hardships we've dealt with through the process of finding the right VAs to hire. And educating your avatar, your target client. Who is your target customer? Finding them, educating them, and how to educate them properly with the right vision, with the right brand, so that they want to do business with you. So that's what we talk about here in this episode. This is number 120, Marketing Your Personality with Jason Wright. And this is a 10-minute snippet from it that I felt was really important for our viewers to check out again. So enjoy.
Yeah, do you want me to tell you what I do today, or do you want me to tell you kind of the quick and dirty story on how I got to where I'm at today?
Tell me the story. I like stories, man. People learn from stories. Yeah,
it's a weird story. So, like many people, about 7 years ago, I was working in corporate America, working for a privately held company, and the owner was very successful, $300 million guy. I don't know, just not the nicest guy. And I remember thinking, man, surely I could start my own company and just pay my bills. Like, right? I don't want to help anybody build their business any longer. So I quit corporate America. 3 months later, I ran out of money. Everything I promised my wife was complete BS. I don't know where I came up with the 3-month timeline of restoring our income, but it took like 2.5 years. And long story short, I had to beg my mom's sister to help us buy groceries for 6 months, had to go back to corporate for about another 18 months, and then I finally quit again. But I initially started off, my business is called Intentionally Inspirational. I originally started off trying to do motivational speaking. I realized pretty quickly, nobody knows who I am. There's no money in this. So I learned a little bit of marketing to push my blog out there to try to encourage people to quit the 9-to-5, even though I hadn't done so myself. So I kind of felt like an imposter. But long story short, I would go to Upwork and look for writing gigs, blogging, and I would start seeing people searching for help with ActiveCampaign and ClickFunnels and Facebook ads and things I had just learned for myself. And I said, hey, I could make a little money helping these people. So Upwork is where I got my start. Anybody who's been there, it's there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of junk, but there's a lot of really good people as well. Yeah. So I became obsessed with the 5-star review. And eventually I found the dark side of Upwork, which is a good thing, and it's the invitation only side. So then I started connecting with some really good clients. I started getting a lot of leads from Upwork. So we built a really general marketing business to begin with. Over the last probably 5 years, we've pivoted 4 or 5 times, funnel only, ActiveCampaign only, and then January of this year, we went ActiveCampaign only and capital raisers only for new business, which is a very narrow niche. But it's been the best move I've ever made in my life. I really haven't seen another offer out there like ours, so it's really interesting. But I have all this other knowledge of kind of the full funnel from our previous life. But so there you go, from a high level. It was never planned, didn't go to school for it, I'm self-taught, but it's been an amazing journey, and we're here to stay. So
at People's Capital Group, we help you invest in real estate. Build your wealth by owning professionally managed apartment buildings in the northern New Jersey market. We want to show you how owning real estate is attainable, even for the busy professionals that don't have the time or experience investing in real estate. Now, we only work with select people who are serious about building wealth. So find out if you qualify at peoplescapitalgroup.com. I love your commitment to entrepreneurship. It really is about perseverance and just win in hell, keep going, as Winston Churchill said.
Yep.
And that's it. I'm teaching this class at Rowan University. I'm writing called Real Estate Entrepreneurship. And the third word entrepreneurship is in there. So I'm like, all right, a third of this course then is going to be about entrepreneurship, because real estate's real estate. Chances are you're going to get into some niche of it and then read lots of books about that and learn all about that little niche. And that's good. That's what you need to do. But the general idea of entrepreneurship, of persevering, of understanding that this is going to be harder than working a 9 to 5. I'm choosing the more difficult pathway. I ride dirt bikes off road, and there's hill climbs, right? So you look at a big hill, you're at the bottom of it, you're on your dirt bike, and you're like, all right, there's an easy way up this hill, and then there's a harder way up the hill. And it's a sport. So, sometimes you take the easy way, sometimes you take the hard way. But entrepreneurship is definitely the harder way up that hill. There's no doubt about it. And I think a lot of people don't even climb that hill no matter what. But, it's that's what I want to impress on my college students, that, hey, if you're going to start your own business, don't expect it to be easy, because if you do, then you're going to fail. Expect to go the extra mile, expect to persevere. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And you've had a taste of it. I've had a taste of it. That feeling when you get that check in your hand, or that, first home you buy, you finally kind of get something nice. You're able to pay for your family's groceries and not borrow from your sister, just cover your bills and be a supportive man of the household. That's such a nice feeling when you finally make it. It's so hard to get there, but oh my gosh, that's why I like your story, man.
Yeah, one of the biggest pieces of advice I would give myself, just kind of think about this sometimes, is I had these timelines that I had made up. And I'm born in 1981, so patience is not something that, I want stuff now and want stuff quickly. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned is you got to take the timelines and throw them out the window, because you don't know, right? One conversation, one opportunity, one meeting can change your life, but you don't know when it's going to be. So I remember early on, a lot of people were like, you're going to fail, or, you're an idiot or whatever. And I was like, no, in X amount of time, you'll see it. None of this stuff ever happened. Now it's happened now, but it's taken longer. So that perseverance thing is the secret sauce, in my opinion. You're right.
Oh, and those naysayers, they're always going to be there. You really have to learn how to turn that negative energy into positive and have it fuel you, which isn't always easy. It might be easy sometimes if someone you hate tells you you're not going to make, you're like, but when it's like one of your best friends or something, and they are having maybe some success elsewhere, and you're like, am I doing the wrong thing? Should I sell my real estate and invest in cryptocurrency? And you're just like, wait a minute, no, I'm on the right track here. And but it's a really interesting process there. So I'm glad you persevered through it. You were able to find some success in this. And on Upwork too, just to make a comment here. So I actually have 4 virtual assistants. We run a lean and mean business here. My property manager has virtual assistants and so on. And we really use Upwork for all of that. So and I've definitely struggled through some bad virtual assistants on Upwork. Everything from it just blows my mind. I can make 200 calls in 4 hours, or I could do it in 8 hours. They just run the clock. Whatever the task is, they're going to run the clock. It's not about how many tasks they have. So you got to watch out for that. I've worked with very dishonest people, and then also the quality of work. Just really, you pay for what you get. But I have found the best telemarketer. I feel like he's so good. He's got a British accent. And telemarketing is so hard. It's degrading. It is freaking degrading. It really is. And so he's so good at it. And he's really so. But it took me about 4 years to find a good telemarketer. I cycled through a lot of mediocre ones and some not good ones at all, and others that just stole money from me and ran the clock. So definitely a challenging place. But you found success there, right?
Oh yeah. Like I said, the invitation side of the site is nice. I was commanding a huge hourly rate and everything, and it's funny because it was so important getting started, but I haven't got a lead off there in 2 years. It's not something we even use or need now. But when I go find new team members, I still start there. Actually, today I'm interviewing 3 different people for a new role from Upwork, and I've had luck, and I've had the same thing as you. I've checked somebody's time one time, and they were shopping on Amazon on the clock for the whole day, and I was like, nah, we're done. So that growing a virtual team's a whole nother can of worms, but it is much more difficult than people think it is,
Yeah, absolutely. And but yeah, so then a call comes back to your CRM system. Now, one of the things I really liked about our conversations we had when we first met was your in-depth knowledge of ActiveCampaign and just marketing in general. Then when I signed up with your company, what I enjoyed was kind of experiencing your marketing drip campaign, and a part of, for those business owners out there that don't know the oldest trick in the book, when you find someone that has a good marketing campaign and you want to figure out what they're doing so well, sign up for their marketing campaign and they'll tell you exactly what they're doing. Right now, of course, that's just like the receiving end of it. Actually setting it up behind the scenes is a whole other thing. But that's actually, a good tip in business, right? Like, I'll sign up for Grant Cardone's marketing campaign because I want to see what he's doing, the top guys in the industry. And with you, you're a marketing expert. So I was like, what is that experience like on the consumer side? And I knew about your, once you sign up with you, like, yeah, you were emailing, texting, ringless voicemails, right? So there was kind of a recipe to what you were doing. I found it very interesting. And so you help people kind of set that up within ActiveCampaign. Is that correct?
Yeah, in our focus, I'd say 99% of our new business is capital raisers. So the big three things from a high level, helping nurture new potential investors, helping with capital raises, and help keeping in touch with current investors. And the reason I came up with those areas is getting feedback from people like you. I've probably talked to 150, 200 capital raisers this year. And the good thing about that for me, whether I work with them or not, is I hear consistency, what people struggle with, where they get hung up, what prevents the scale. And I say, okay, within the world of what we do, how do we help address that needs? And then how can we teach it in the way the average person can understand? So that's really what we do. It's education. We're more of an education company that happens to work in ActiveCampaign. So like, you could say we're digital marketing, but I really think of us more of an education company, to be honest.
Hey friends, if you're still listening to this episode of the Passive Cash Flow Podcast, then hopefully you've gained value from this episode. So I ask of you a couple things to help us build our network and reach more people and help them passively invest in real estate. See, our goal this year is to reach 10,000 more people, download our podcast here, help them improve their life and get a little more freedom in their life, a little more financial freedom to do the things they love. But to spread our word and help people build their wealth, we need you to do a few things. First of all, share this episode with someone who you think would gain value from our content. Also, leave a 5-star review on the platform you're listening to, maybe Apple, iTunes, or Spotify. Please leave a review for us, and we'd love to hear some of your feedback on guests and topics you'd like to hear as well. Also, like and subscribe on the podcast platform that you're listening to as well. If you're on YouTube, check out more of our content there. Again, our goal is to reach 10,000 new listeners this year, so share with a friend, like and subscribe, leave that 5-star review, and let's build our networks to the next level. Thank you, and enjoy your day.